Every system has its flaws. Part 2. Thank you for watching. I hope you saw part 1. I've been given this task. There I am sitting in my office, given that task of finding the best and fairest way of charging the fare for the city, big city called Transylvania. And as I said, there's never perfection, but we have to find the best that we can. So I thought carefully for a system that's as fair as we can do. And I came up with a system. And what it is, there are two main ways to pay. You can pay for a day, or you pay for a monthly, like a monthly pass. And each one of those are divided into two options. So therefore, there's arguably 4 methods of paying. So to begin with, this daily method number 1, which I'm going to explain. What you do is you pay for each ride that you take. So if I take one bus and then another bus, I pay for 2. If I take just one bus, I pay for 1. And to compensate for this, the price is a little bit cheaper. So if you go 2 rides, you're paying more 2 times, but the price has gone down a little bit to allow for the fact that you'll be paying twice. And there's one difference. I believe it's still like this with the Toronto one, where you have a transfer. When you're paying the same price, you have this thing, a paper called a transfer, to show that you've paid. Well, of course, I don't have that, because you pay each time you go. And someone can say, that's not fair, because I'm using more transports than that person over there, more vehicles. And that person does have a point. But as we said, no system's fair. But we brought the price down to allow for that. And on the whole, everyone is better off, because the time and effort and expenses for those transfers and the booths and printing and all that is done away with. That means less expenses. So though this might work more in one person's favor and less in the others, on the whole, everyone will be better off as a whole. And any system which makes more people better off is better than before. And that extra money could reinvest for better service. And the other option per day, the one option is you get in each time you enter another vehicle, you pay. And another option is a daily pass. You pay once and as much as you want, provided it's within the same day. And those are the two choices. If you pay for a day, those are the two ones, daily ones. Next of all is monthly method of paying. So that means altogether there are really 4 methods, 2 daily and 2 monthly. The monthly method, one of them is a monthly pass, where you travel as much as you want, no limitations for an entire month. So no limits, just travel, get on that transport system as much as you want with your monthly card. And now there's another one, the second monthly one. I call it the commuter monthly pass, and it's not by distance or by time or zones, it's by from which destination to which destination. In other words, you'd have a chart. There's a list of cities here and a list of cities there. And you look at, not cities, stations. We can call them cities, but it's transport stops or bus stops or whatever. There's a station stop or the bus stop you get onto, and that's your destination. And that would be the monthly pass. You look up on this chart. This is very useful for people who have jobs and go to the same job, let's say 5 days a week. So you look up in the chart what the fare is between these 2 stops. So let's say during the week you have to go somewhere else, not where you go to work. Then you pay separately based on the daily systems. And now, here's something very interesting. How this works is, how do you calculate the prices? This doesn't answer the question, how do you calculate the prices between the various stops? And what I did is I heard the complaints when we had the flat rate, and I heard the complaints when we pay by distance. They both have very good points. So I found a compromise between them. See, life is about compromise. The way it is, the more further you travel, it is the more you pay, but just by smaller amounts. So I'll just make up an example. Let's say you and your next door neighbor, you have to travel 40 kilometers every day to get to work. Your neighbor travels 5 kilometers. Maybe you pay double what your neighbor does. So it's proportionately much less. And that's a compromise between a flat rate and paying per distance. And to me, that's relatively the fairest. So if you travel much, much, much further, you pay a little bit more. And we work it out like that, and we put in this chart from each stop. So as I said, this is where I live, that's where I work. I look up on that chart the numbers, and that's what I pay each month. So that, everyone, is the Transitasia system. It's not perfect, but hopefully it is more fair. As I said, no system is flawless. I shared my attempt to make a more fair and sustainable system. And this transit fares is just a lens. I'm talking about all systems are not perfect, but we have to find the best way. And I use this just as a lens for finding the best way for all systems. So our challenge is to always find ways to improve. And what about you? Do you agree with my choices? Do you think something should be done? Do you disagree with my system? Do you have maybe a more fair system than me? And please let me know in the comments. And thank you for watching Martin Talks, and see you all next time.